the first episode of our program, we talked more about the medical procedures at Okjetpes Health Resort. In the second episode, we will talk about how exciting but also with health benefits one can spend leisure time in Burabai. But first, let me tell you about kumis therapy. You can find such therapy at Okjetpes. This is a whole ritual, the usefulness of which worth mentioning.
Отдельно, наверное, стоит упомянуть давно известный кумыс.
Separately, it is worth mentioning the long-known kumis. The Kokshetau region is famous for its kumis as well as its products, especially meat. It has already become a legend. Therapeutic nutrition is a separate therapeutic complex of procedures. It has become very popular these days, in fact. Unfortunately, due to hectic city, people don't eat properly and don't have healthy food now. We often grab fast food on the go. In the evening, we order something like pizza or sushi. It has become trendy. However, this is not good for our body at all. And in the sanatorium, the nutritional system is designed in such a way. There are classic Pevsner diets, which were developed long before us. You have probably heard of the 4s, 5s, 8 tables. These are all dietary nutrition systems available in our sanatorium. After a checkup appointment, you will be given a specific diet plan based on your illness, with a prescription from your doctor. I want to repeat once again, the sanatorium does not treat the disease in its active phase. You need to come to the sanatorium when you are in remission. The tasks of the sanatorium are to find the internal reserves of the body, to influence them with the help of natural factors. Water, dirt, nutrition, kumis. As they have an effect on the mental state, the concerts are held in the sanatorium. The state of peace and relaxation, this all allows using those internal spiritual reserves. That's how it was said, a healthy mind in a healthy body. These two components must necessarily be together to improve a person's quality of life. This is very important now, especially in the modern world, because we often forget about the spiritual component in the pursuit of the material. This can lead to better quality of life, greater enjoyment, and new goals for personal growth and development. A person who regularly visits a sanatorium lives on average 10-15 years longer, simply due to the fact that once a year he visits a sanatorium for 7 to 10 days and spends exactly such a rehabilitation and wellness holiday.
Раз в год посещает 7-10 дней санаторий и проводит вот именно такой реабилитационно-оздоровительный отдых.
Ну, в Бурабае, я так понимаю, здесь такой симбиоз произошел.
Well, in Burabai there are such a symbiosis of entertainment, aesthetic beauty, health, proper nutrition, and at the same you own time unlimited. That is, you do not limit yourself in the sense that you obviously do not starve, because people eat 5 times every day. The optimal diet is selected and all this is so harmoniously proper meal. At the same time, the peace and relaxation, the eyes are shining just happily, even looking at your lawn and flowers. Nature itself, it disposes to recover, relax and continue with renewed vigor.
Восстановиться, отдохнуть и дальше с новыми силами, как говорится, продолжать.
У многих людей есть ошибочное такое шаблонное мнение, что санаторское питание – это какое-то скучное и неинтересное питание.
Да.
Many people have an erroneous, formulaic opinion that sanatorium food is some kind of boring to eat. This is an absolute misconception, because in fact, using completely ordinary products, just competently observing their combination and calorage, you can cook wonderful dishes every day, even at home. And in our menu, there are all the components that are necessary. These are all types of meat, fish, various seafood. Of course, a large share of the products is plant-based food. Porridge, that is the fiber that is so necessary for the body, for the digestive system. This is all a very important factor. As for the symbiosis, the status of the sanatoriums of the Presidential Affairs Management System simply does not let us stay in one place and, so to speak, stagnate. We have arranged a 7-day working week of the medical building. Usually it was like from Monday to Saturday, patients receive procedures. Half a day of Saturday, Sunday are such boring days. Despite the fact that there are many concerts and so on, but people primarily come for the sake of procedures because this is the therapeutic part. This is our important factor. and now they can receive the procedures all 7 days long. We also extended the working day of medical building from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. So what does it mean? This allowed to reduce the workload. So now there is no such thing as queues. People don't wait for their turn. People come by appointment at a certain time and receive procedures. We are currently expanding our medical building as well as the children's menu. Although we are a sanatorium, about 30% of our guests are kids. Certain and interesting conditions are also being created for them. Because children are very special, they need a special approach. And we started working in this direction. Our chefs have developed a special children's menu this year. We know what our children eat, but we have followed the path of therapeutic nutrition. Our nugget is made without the use of frying oil, that is, they steam it, also in butter, but steamed. The same salad mix of cucumbers and tomatoes is shaped like a ladybug so that the child would be interested in eating it. The same burger, for example, is made from a bun, a special diet bun, and chicken, steamed meat, for example, is put into it. Children are somewhat used to it, but at the same time it does not violate the dietary component of the sanatorium. Yes, these are useful things that many guests then take note of and already use in their daily lives.
То есть это полезные вещи, которые мы потом многие отдыхающие берут себе на заметку и уже применяют в своей повседневной жизни. То есть вот таким вот образом.
Есть такое уже избитое выражение.
There is such a cliché that it is cheaper to fly to Turkey with your family for 10-12 days than to relax in a sanatorium. How can you comment here?
Действительно, такая уже шаблонная фраза, она очень...
Indeed, it is such an overused phrase. It is often found on the internet, in the comments when we analyze posts, especially Instagram. Allegedly, a sanatorium is an expensive place. In fact, there are very difficult things to combine here. Unfortunately, many people confuse two kinds of vacation. A vacation in Turkey is such a relaxation when you're lying on a beach. The table is all-inclusive, you've had enough of food, and then you come and have a rest. A sanatorium is primarily a rehabilitation, it is a medical complex. If we add a therapeutic procedure in a Turkish holiday, I think the holiday would be different on the Turkish coast. And Okjetpes Sanatorium is a unique opportunity to combine the rest of a 4-star hotel, which we have confirmed with both domestic certificates and international Euro Spa certification, and at the same time we have a therapeutic procedure. In fact, we have a reverse case in this regard. If our people say that it is terribly expensive, then we have people who come to us from abroad, in particular European countries, Italians, Germans, who after evaluating the complex of procedures that the sanatorium offers in combination with the level of rest, they say that exactly the same rest costs them much more expensive in their country. Therefore, what we provide is improving health, the most important thing you're talking about. And improving health is probably the most priceless.
Самое бесценное.
Как его оценить, да?
Да, и как оценить это здоровье.
But it's one thing to take various procedures, another thing is to rest. And the number of rooms of the sanatorium allows you to do it comfortably, despite the fact that the repairs are carried out annually. But at the same time, the sanatorium does not stop accepting new guests. Since the sanatorium works all year round, we cannot completely close the sanatorium. Therefore, gradually, every year, we have been doing a complete European quality renovation of 20 rooms, each for 2 years now. With the replacement of plumbing and furniture, this year will be the 3rd year. Also, in the style of the Kazakh nomad, we do with various national patterns. However, there is something to do outside, in the fresh air. The path of health is a separate test. But experts say that this procedure is very useful. Walking barefoot on the path of health is best twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. This procedure gives a noticeable influx of energy in the body. The body is hardened, the immune system is strengthened, a reflex revitalization of internal organs occurs, especially the liver, eyes, stomach, pancreas, intestines, heart, lungs, kidneys.
Кишечника, сердца, легких, почек. При ходьбе босиком через босые ноги.
When walking barefoot, the accumulated statistical electricity is discharged, which adversely affects the body.
Благоприятно действует на организм.
After the path of health, you can do archery. At first glance, it's nothing complicated, but there are nuances here.
На изгибе держите. И желательно сила в пальцах. Да? Потом целитесь.
You pull it like this, then aim from top to bottom. Is it necessary to pull hard? Well, it's up to you. Shoot 2 to 3 times, then you will understand how best to do it. So, skill is needed here.
Сноровка нужна.
На расстоянии до 20 метров.
Улетела же стрела.
Burabai is visited by tens of thousands of tourists. The number is growing every year and requires special conditions provided by local authorities.
Ну, у нас есть 29 туристических маршрутов. Это конные маршруты, пешие.
Well, we have 29 tourist routes: horseback riding, walking, then water and bus tours. Every year, more and more of them are being developed. They're being approved. We have 44 monuments of the history of our district. We also have 13 travel agencies that provide a certain range of services: accommodation, some guides, excursions. Depending on what goals the tourist is pursuing.
Экскурсии. Ну, в зависимости от того, когда турист приехал, вот, соответственно, по его цели.
We have a lot of hotels. The infrastructure is developing very actively. It turns out that this year alone, 7 investment projects worth over 6 billion tenge are being launched in the tourism sector, where 110 jobs will be created.
Свыше 6 миллиардов тенге, где будет создано 110 рабочих мест.
At the same time, business is actively investing in the development of Burabai. This is confirmed by statistics from officials.
Развивается ежегодно у нас туризм, развивается у нас, строится очень много отелей, у нас домов отдыхов. У нас получается 100.
Tourism is developing annually in our country. A lot of hotels and holiday homes are being built. According to statistics from the first quarter of 2023, we have 175 objects registered. This number includes hotels without a restaurant, with a restaurant, then hotels, campsites. In general, accommodation placements. We have a very diverse animal world, and we have a lot of mushrooms growing, especially now.
Любители грибов, я думаю, что даже с этих санаторий они с утра идут по грибы и собирают. Очень много у нас проходит спортивных.
Therefore, mushroom lovers can relax and collect healthy, fresh mushrooms. We held a lot of international sports competitions, and a lot of our participants come from the Republic of Kazakhstan and foreign tourists from other countries. We have a tourist police who patrol certain areas daily and ensure the safety of Burabai's guests at night and during the day.
Туристов, которые находятся в тех или иных туристических местах.
В общем, Боровое – это место, где действительно отдыхать здорово. Здесь тебе и профилактории, где можно и отдыхать.
In general, Burabai is a place where it's really great to relax. Here you have a sanatorium where you can relax and improve your health. Here you have sports events. Here you have the beach on the left side. And right now we're going down to the pier, which offers a magical view. You can stay alone and just think about something of your own. After visiting the sanatorium, it is best to stop at the Ablai Khan's glade for breathtaking views. It is quite crowded here. Everyone considers it their duty to visit this mysterious place.
Поляна Аблайхана еще одна достопримечательность.
Ablai Khan's glade is another attraction of Burabai. As you can see, there are a lot of tourists here. They constantly come by car. People go to the glade, go from the glade. Please, here are historical costumes in which are both adults and children can be photographed. We can also say that there is a street of artisans here because people make various things with their own hands. Make souvenirs. Again, here are the exhibits for photos, live birds, with which there are a lot of people who want to be photographed. People change clothes. Here we can witness the living emotions of the people. And this is another example of how people earn money with their own hands selling souvenirs. In general, it is an ideal place for walking, for photos and videos. Moreover, there is a legendary place where everyone prefers to go.
Есть легендарное место, на которое все идут. Так вот то самое место, о котором я говорил.
And so this is the very place I was talking about. Here you make a wish. You need to go through 7 circles, and according to the legend, your wish will certainly come true. Make a wish. Let's go. In Burabai, it is a comfortable place for active recreation. Here you can enjoy horseback riding, bicycles and just walking. That is, you need to walk a lot here. After all, even cherished desires are fulfilled after you have made 7 circles. Needless to say, all this takes place in a pine forest, which is simply charged with health. Here is a magnificent, clean air, which is very useful for the body. I wish everyone a great rest. Another active type of recreation, which is connected, of course, with water. Catamarans, boats, people rent them and sail to the rock, which is called Zhumbaktas. This is a place of attraction. Everyone wants to go there, climb this rock, take photos, selfies, and we are no exception. Even after living Burabai, you can meet a lot of interesting and most importantly, useful things. These are shopping malls that stand literally along the highway. There are quite a lot of people here. Various pickles, jams, mushrooms and nuts are sold here. There is really a lot of everything, and we decided to find out how much it costs and what is it for. Hello? Hello? Well, I see you have a very large assortment. Is it all for improving health? Everything is healthy. Almost everything is local. So we prepare it ourselves. But this year our harvest is not very good. But nevertheless, we are trying to maintain the assortment. And yet, your assortment is quite wide. What is this? Pine cones with honey. This is a tincture. When one has bronchitis or cough, this is good for removing phlegm from the lungs. And the cone, at a certain moment we collect it. Somewhere from May 25th to mid-June, it grows. At this moment, it is fresh. All the resin in it is useful. Well, we know a lot about honey, but what to do with the cone? The cone can be chewed. You can put it in tea instead of lemon. Even if you swallow it, it is fine. The cone is already soaked in honey and it is soft. I see you have a lot of herbs. Different teas? Yes, there are herbs. Well, I've already sold many herbs for today. The thyme was ours, the mint was left over, and we also brought Altai mountain tea. There are different dried mushrooms. We even make such infusions ourselves at home. It is also good for raising immunity, hemoglobin. If we use pure honey, then everything is fine. Well, is there a lot of honey? Here you even have different names. Do they really relate? No, it's just a joke, a marketing ploy, just to make a joke to cheer people up. I see, but what is this orange? Orange is freshly squeezed sea buckthorn juice, concentrate. Without water, without sugar, the berry is simply passed through the juicer. It is diluted with 3 to 4 liters of water, or you can add a few spoons to black tea. Very good for colds, pure vitamin C in this berry. That is it possible to take pickles, jam and everything useful and maintain immunity for a whole year? Yes, of course, everything is ours. There are also marmot, badger fat, fur oils for the bathhouse. That is, there are lots of stuff to choose from. Flower pollen and bee bread are also used to improve immunity and help improve hemoglobin levels. And yet, what is the most popular product you have? Well, the most popular is mushrooms, then honey is in second place and jam is in third. That is, mushrooms are the most popular product. Thank you, wish you to have more customers. Thank you very much. It was an exciting journey. Alas, the timing of the program does not allow us to show absolutely everything, which means you definitely need to come to Burabai and enjoy the rest, treatment and wonderful leisure time yourself. We confirm that it's great to have a rest in Burabai.